Hello students, today we'll start with the concept of demonetization, right? So I'll be addressing few important questions in this video which are as follows. First, I'll make you understand the concept of demonetization. How many times has demonetization been implemented in India before 2016? What were the objectives of demonetization? What were the features of demonetization? What were the advantages and disadvantages of demonetization? What were the consequences of demonetization on Indian economy? And was demonetization a failure or a success, right? So let's understand the concept of demonetization. So our Prime Minister Narendra Modi address to the nation on the evening of 8th November 2016 came with a massive surprise. So just remember this date, 8th November 2016. It was the date when demonetization announcement was made. Now this was also the time when Donald Trump was elected as 45th President of United States. In his speech, he mentioned how corruption and black money are the biggest hindrance in the fight against poverty. He also spoke about how terrorists across the borders were eroding India's financial system and spreading counterfeit currency notes, right? Fake notes. And we all know that corruption, black money, and terrorism can severely impact a country's economic growth. So since 500 and 1000 rupees notes were extremely common in India, hence it also becomes mostly used currencies in black money. So the whole idea was to ban 500 and 1000 rupees notes so that they are no longer a legal tender, meaning that these notes are just going to be a piece of paper post 8th November midnight. So demonetization is also known as Note Bandi or Vimudrikaran in Hindi, which is the act of withdrawing old currency notes as official mode of payment. So in other words, it is basically a situation where currency unit is no longer considered to be a legal tender. Legal tender is anything which is recognized by law, right? Now let's go to our next question, which is how many times has demonetization been implemented in India before 2016? So 2016 is not the first instance of demonetization in India. ऐसा नहीं है पहली बार हुआ है, पहले भी हो चुका है. So in fact demonetization has actually happened in India even before 2016, and it has been implemented twice, one before independence and one after independence. So in 1946, before independence, the currency note of rupees 1000 and 10,000 were removed from circulation, right? But ये जो move था ये इतना impact नहीं किया. क्यों? क्योंकि उस time पे इतने हाई डिनोमिनेशन के नोट्स लोग वैसे भी यूज़ नहीं करते थे. ऑल राइट. The second one came in 1978. The drive came in 1978, which is the post-independence era, where the then Prime Minister of India, Morarji Desai, announced the currency ban. All right, taking 1000, 5000, and 10,000 rupees out of circulation, right? And the sole aim of the ban was to curb black money generation in the country. And yes, we did had a 5000 and a 10,000 rupee note, and this is how it looked like, right? This is the 10,000 note and this is the 5000 note, right? Now the next question which we'll be addressing is that what were the objectives of demonetization? This is the most important slide, right? The question comes for 3 to 4 mark, right? So the first we need to know that fake currency corrodes any nation's economy. How? Let's understand that first. So currency of any nation is printed by the respective government. So if the government, so it is actually the government that prints the money, right? So and the money is supplied in the economy by two ways. One is through banking system, that is by providing more loans to the people, and the second one is through public expenditure, that is the spending by the government on pension scheme, infrastructure, etc. So the government usually knows how much money is to be supplied in the economy, so based on that it prints money. But the twist comes when the fake currencies gets inside the system, and when it does, the overall money supply in an economy increases. Now when there is more money in the hands of people, they will buy more things, which increase the demand for consumption. Now when there is more demand, the supply increases the price, right? So when the demand is more than the supply, price increase in the in the economy, and this actually causes inflation. So I hope you understood the chain reaction that occurs when fake currencies enter the economy. It leads to inflation. Now, over the years, the circulation of fake currencies has increased, and one of the ways to curb this was to launch new currency notes. So, notes with new designs will be actually difficult to counterfeit, and hence the RBI came up with the new 500 and 2000 rupees note. So it was a kind of surgical strike on the black money, right? So let's see the objectives. The first one is to help unearth black money and prevent corruption. Now this will actually expand the fiscal space of the government, in a sense that if more and more money is deposited with banks, so the government will be able to utilize this money in order to spend in our economy, right? Like on infrastructure, right, on public health facilities, etc. Next is to stop fake currencies and restrict funds to terrorist groups, to help reduce interest rates in the banking system. How that is possible, I'll explain you in the subsequent slides. To help formalize India's informal economy, and the last one is to induce people to use digital transactions, using less and less of cash transactions but using more and more of digital transactions like Paytm, etc. Right? Now the next slide is that the next question is that what were the features of demonetization? First of all, demonetization is viewed as a tax administration measure. नाउ कैश होल्डिंग्स जिनके पास कोई ब्लैक मनी नहीं था, सारा वाइट मनी था एकदम, जिस पे जो ऑनेस्ट लोग टैक्स पे करते थे, वो लोग तो आराम से बैंक्स में जाके दे एक्सचेंज न्यू नोट्स. हाउएवर पीपल हु वर होल्डिंग ब्लैक मनी हैड टू डिक्लेयर देयर अनअकाउंटेड वेल्थ एंड पे टैक्सेस एट अ पेनल्टी रेट. अब जिनके पास ब्लैक मनी था वो बैंक जाएंगे और पेनल्टी के साथ टैक्स पे करेंगे, राइट? अब वैसे भी अगर वो घर पे, अगर सपोजिटली गवर्नमेंट ने डिक्लेयर कर दिया कि अब ये यूज़लेस है आपका 500 और 1000 रुपीज़ नोट और किसी काम का नहीं आएगा, तो लोग के पास दो ऑप्शन है. या तो वो बिल्कुल ही अपने पैसों को जला दें, ऑलराइट, या फिर वो बैंक के पास जाए और बचा कुचा पैसा, वो अपना पेनल्टी पे करें और बचा कुचा पैसा अपने पास रख लें, ऑलराइट. सो लोगों ने यही किया कि लोग गए और अपने ब्लैक मनी को डिपॉजिट किया. सो इस ड्राइव ने फोर्स किया लोगों को कि वो अपना ब्लैक मनी बैंक में डिपॉजिट करें, वरना उन पैसों का कोई वैल्यू नहीं रह जाएगा, राइट. सो जो भी ब्लैक मनी आया उस पर पेनल्टी लगाई गई और प्रॉपर टैक्स अमाउंट भी उनसे लिया गया. द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज़ नॉन टॉलरेंस ऑफ टैक्स इवेजन. इस ड्राइव से गवर्नमेंट ने क्लियर कर दिया कि अब गवर्नमेंट ने बहुत क्लियर कर दिया कि कोई भी अब ब्लैक मनी नहीं रखेगा, एंड अगर कोई रखेगा तो उस पर स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शंस लिए जाएंगे. सो टैक्स इवेजन वाज नो लॉन्गर एक्सेप्टेड. The next one is that the demonetization also led to channelizing savings into the formal financial system. So as cash deposits increased in the banks, loans could be provided to people and businesses at a lower interest rate. तो देखो, हम लोग सेविंग करते हैं, सेविंग कहाँ करते हैं? हम बैंक्स में करते हैं, और बैंक्स उन्हीं सेविंग्स को यूज़ करके आगे लोगों को लोन्स देता है टू बिजनेसेस और स्टार्टअप्स, राइट. और फिर बिजनेसेस और स्टार्टअप्स आगे इन्वेस्ट करके इकोनॉमी को ग्रो करते हैं. बट अगर कुछ लोग सेविंग्स बैंक में नहीं कर रहे, इनफैक्ट अपने घर में रख रहे हैं, तो ये जो ब्लैक मनी है ये एक्चुअली इकोनॉमी में अब सर्कुलेट हो नहीं रहा, क्योंकि वो कहाँ पड़ा हुआ है? मेरे घर पे पड़ा हुआ है, राइट. तो अब इसकी वजह से क्या होगा? जो कॉस्ट है बोरोइंग की वो बढ़ जाएगी, क्योंकि बैंक्स के पास इतना पैसा ही नहीं है लोन देने के लिए. सो अगर डीमोनेटाइजेशन ड्राइव अगर गवर्नमेंट करती है तो बहुत सारे लोग अपना जो पैसा है वो बैंक्स में डिपॉजिट करेंगे. जब बैंक्स में ज़्यादा डिपॉजिट्स बढ़ेंगे, एज अ रिज़ल्ट लोन्स और बैंक देने लग जाएंगे एट अ लोअर रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट। इसी वजह से बिजनेसेस ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोन्स लेने शुरू कर देंगे, उनके पास फंड्स आ जाएंगे तो वो ज़्यादा इन्वेस्ट करने लग जाएंगे और इकोनॉमी और बूस्ट अप होती रहेगी, राइट। सो the next one is that demonetization also aims to create a cashless economy. कैशलेस इकोनॉमी एक एम था इस ड्राइव के पीछे। तो बेसिकली ये इसलिए किया गया था क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट हर कैश ट्रांजैक्शंस को मे बी ट्रैक करना चाहती है, राइट। सो सपोजिटली अगर कैश ट्रांजैक्शंस हो तो उसको ट्रैक करना बड़ा मुश्किल है। इफ़ फॉर एन एग्जांपल सपोज़ आई वांट टू गो टू अ मार्केट, राइट, तो मैं ऑटो लेती हूँ और मैं उसको 100 रुपये पकड़ाती हूँ, ठीक है। अब मेरे पैसे किसके पास चले गए? ऑटो वाले के पास। अब ऑटो वाला अपने लिए सब्जी खरीदने जाता है, तो वो 100 रुपये अब उसके हाथ में चले गए। तो आप देख रहे हो कैश कैसे कितने हाथों में एक्सचेंज हो रहा है। अब सब्जी वाले ने क्या किया, अपने घर के बच्चों के लिए कपड़े खरीदने के लिए उन्हीं 100 रुपये को यूज़ करके कपड़ा खरीद के लाया, तो अब वो 100 रुपये चला गया जो कपड़े बेचता है उसके पास। तो आप देख रहे हैं कि जो पैसे हैं वो हैंड्स कैसे एक्सचेंज करें। तो इसको ये जो है इसको ट्रैक करना बड़ा मुश्किल है, पता नहीं लगेगा कि कोई इलीगल एक्टिविटी हो रही है कि नहीं। बट अगर मैं अज्यूम करूँ कि अगर हम सब लोग कोई एक डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन यूज़ कर रहे हैं, कोई भी मेथड जैसे पेटीएम या कुछ भी यूज़ कर रहे हैं, तो वो रिकॉर्ड में आ जाता है। फॉर एग्जांपल जब मैं गई ऑटो में तो मैंने पेमेंट डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन से की, फिर ऑटो वाले ने सब्जी वाले को डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन से पेमेंट की, तो ऐसे थोड़ा रिकॉर्ड मेंटेन भी हो सकता है और पता लग सकता है कि कोई इलीगल एक्टिविटी तो नहीं हो रही। सो विच इज़ वाई दे वांटेड वेरी फ्यू कैश ट्रांजैक्शंस टू हैपन इन एन इकोनॉमी एंड दे वांटेड अ कैशलेस इकोनॉमी, राइट। सो लेट्स गो टू आवर नेक्स्ट slide, which is what were the advantages and disadvantages of demonetization. The first one is that it helps massively in tackling black money in the economy. So what is actually black money? Black money, it is the money that is totally unaccounted or not declared for tax purposes but still circulates in the economy. हम उस पैसे को डिक्लेयर ही नहीं करते, क्योंकि अगर डिक्लेयर कर दिया मैंने इतना पैसा तो मुझे उस हिसाब से उसको गवर्नमेंट को टैक्स भी देना पड़ेगा। तो मैं चाहती हूँ कि मैं गवर्नमेंट को टैक्स ना दूँ, तो इसलिए मैं वो इनकम डिक्लेयर ही नहीं करती अपनी, उसको बोला जाता है ब्लैक मनी। एंड इट इज़ मोस्टली obtained by illegal activities, and so usually higher denomination notes are used in most of the transactions. Hence it makes perfect sense to use 500 and 1000 rupees note for accumulating black money. अब देखा जाए तो ज़्यादातर ब्लैक मनी 500 और 1000 रुपीज़ की डिनोमिनेशंस में ही होता है, हायर डिनोमिनेशन में ही होता है। क्यों? क्योंकि ये कम जगह भी लेता है ना। अगर मैं 10-10 या 20-20 रुपए के नोट ब्लैक मनी में संभालने लग जाऊंगी और इतना सारा पैसा है मेरे पास तो बहुत जगह भी घेर लेगा, राइट। तो गवर्नमेंट ने अज्यूम किया कि 500 और 1000 रुपीज़ में ही सबसे ज़्यादा ब्लैक मनी होगा, राइट, बिकॉज इट टेक्स लेस स्पेस, which further simplifies the idea. The next point is that it reduces money circulation in the economy, as we have discussed that it is a known fact that many countless daily transactions are the basis of corruption in a country. So currently the total Indian currency in circulation is divided in the following manner. देखा जाए तो जो 39% है, 39% of the entire Indian currency comprises of 1000 rupees note, ठीक है। 39% 1000 रुपीज़ नोट का है और 45% है 500 रुपीज़ का, राइट। तो पूरी इकोनॉमी में 45% 500 रुपीज़ चलता है और 39% 1000 रुपीज़ चलता है, एंड द रेस्ट आर इन टर्म्स ऑफ 10, 50 एंड 100 रुपीज़ नोट। अब 39 प्लस 45 कितना हो गया? 84%। हम 84% ऑफ करेंसी को बैन कर रहे हैं, right? So now if you are halting 84% of currency, it will definitely lower the money circulation in an economy, right? And when there is less money in hand, then people will actually spend less, which will lead to lesser transactions. The next one is that it will boost bank deposits and savings, right? So people will go to the banks to deposit old notes, by controlling the money circulation in the economy and forcing people to deposit their money in the banks, and the current accounts and the saving account deposits will increase, and that will lower the overall cost of funds. अब बहुत सारे लोग बैंक में जाएंगे, अपना पैसा डिपॉजिट करेंगे, इतना पैसा हो जाएगा बैंक के पास, तो वो आगे लेंडिंग भी लोअर रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पे करेगा, right? And this will actually boost our economic activity. So this will actually lead to decline in the lending rates, and which will boost economic activity in the medium term. The next one is that it plays a major role in financial inclusion. So demonetization drive will help to deliver financial services at affordable cost to sections of disadvantage and lower income segments of society. So I hope you know about the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, which was launched in August 2014. Please remember this Yojana, it's very important for exam purposes. You should know what is Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. First of all, remember the fact that it was launched in August 2014, so it can come in your MCQs. And what is actually Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana? It is basically a nationwide scheme which was launched by the government of India to ensure financial inclusion of every individual who does not have a bank account, right? So the scheme aims at providing access to financial services in an affordable manner to all. And remember, again, the scheme was launched in August 2014. It can come and match the columns, right? And further, the accounts which are opened under Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, they can be opened with a zero balance, right? आप उसको zero balance में उन बैंक accounts को खोल सकते हो. And the account holders under the scheme will be given a RuPay debit card, right, which can be used across all ATMs for cash withdrawal. And it has been seen that more than 33 crore bank accounts have been opened under this scheme with zero balance facility, right? More than 33 crore bank accounts खुल चुके हैं under this yojana. And this demonetization drive will actually give a push to cash deposits in these Jan Dhan accounts. And in addition, अब बहुत सारे लोग अपना पैसा इसमें deposit करेंगे. And in addition, the move will actually help to inculcate the banking habits among those who do not have the habit, as well as the access to the services of a bank. अब कई लोगों के अंदर बैंकिंग हैबिट्स नहीं होती, वो नहीं जाना पसंद करते बैंक्स में, राइट? बट इस ड्राइव की वजह से अब लोगों के अंदर बैंकिंग हैबिट्स और इनकलकेट हुई, राइट? द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज दैट इट will help in supporting government finances. So with demonetization, unaccounted money somehow makes way into the main channel, and this benefits the government by collecting higher tax. So now there have been increase in the number of taxpayers, there is growth in collection of taxes, we have seen an increase in digital payments, right? So the more the government receives, the more the government spends in developmental and non-developmental expenditures, right, which are directly related to infrastructure and economic development of a nation. The next point is that it will help in long-term GDP growth. Now the black money somehow is making its way to the banks. Also GST, Goods and Services Architect, which we've discussed earlier, this has also been implemented now in India. So we know that GST has actually simplified the complex tax structure in our economy, and it has improved the ease of doing business, and it has put an end on the cascading effect, right? Tax on tax. So hence GST combined with demonetization has helped the Indian economy to grow further. Now let's look at the other side, the disadvantages. The first one is long queues. So none of us actually enjoy standing in long queues just to deposit our own money or just to withdraw our own money, right? And also RBI had to bear additional cost due to transportation of old notes and printing of new ones, and right, and then all these digital transactions, they require internet connectivity, all right, and many poor people, right, they also need cell phones for this, and they may not afford it, right? Then we also need POS machines, which is point of sale machine, right? वो point of sale machines are those machines वो जिससे swipe करते हैं card, right? जैसे so basically अब जो भी लोग हैं, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आर मिल्क मैन और दूध वालास और आर बिजली और आर सब्जी वालास, दे हैड टू सबको ये POS मशीन्स रखना पड़ेगा फॉर डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शंस, राइट. एंड देन वी हैव सीन अ लॉट ऑफ डेथ्स ड्यू टू दिस, एंड वी हैव सीन दैट इट हैज़ बीन poorly executed, and almost 99% of the notes came back, right, came back to banks, right. So these are some of the advantages and disadvantages, right. Now let's see what were the consequences of demonetization on Indian economy. If I talk about interest rate, obviously we have seen that there has been a decline in cash transactions, then our bank deposits have actually increased, then there have been increase in savings, financial savings. If I talk about public wealth, it has declined, obviously. Why? Because now वो जो हम पहले पब्लिक वेल्थ रखते थे इन द फॉर्म ऑफ 500 एंड 1000 रुपीज़, अब वो ना तो हम रिटर्न कर सकते हैं क्योंकि ब्लैक मनी है, पता लग जाएगा. तो पब्लिक वेल्थ कम हो गया है. रियल एस्टेट प्राइजेस दे फेल डाउन. वाई? बिकॉज जनरली ब्लैक मनी को हम डाल देते थे उसमें लैंड खरीदने में या कोई प्रॉपर्टी या कोई फ्लैट खरीदने में. अब ब्लैक मनी नहीं बची तो डिमांड कम हो गई, डिमांड बची ही नहीं. सो विच इज़ वाई प्राइजेस कम हो गए. द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज पब्लिक सेक्टर वेल्थ, विच मीन्स गवर्नमेंट पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ा बिकॉज उसके पास ब्लैक मनी था नहीं. Right. And if I talk about digitization, so yes, digital transactions have increased. We have seen that real estate के prices कम हो गए हैं. Then tax collection, obviously there has been an increase in tax collection because of increased disclosure, right? Now the next point is that was demonetization a failure or was it is a success? So it actually depends on what you choose to believe. So it depends. So if you believe the supporters, then yes, demonetization has achieved its objectives. It has made major economic gains. It has reduced black money, and India is now on its way to become the world's superpower. But the chaos created due to sudden announcement, the poor execution, and then almost 99% of notes coming back to the RBI, since it was believed that a seizable amount of demonetization notes will not return to RBI, presumably because the owners of the notes feared getting caught for tax evasion, इसलिए वो गए जाना ना चाहे maybe. So owners of the notes feared getting caught for the tax evasion. Then number of death caused was some of the drawbacks of this move. So it depends on what you choose to believe. All right. Thank you so much.